Are there signs that the hobby is starting to crack? I don't know about you, but I was not going to cover the story at all because, I mean, who cares? Like, I don't do breaks. None of my followers do breaks. But you know what? There might be some collectors who might think about doing breaks and they come on and see this channel and go, should I actually buy into a break or not? And this story from Pac-Man is much bigger than people realize. And so what I want to do is just give you a short clip. This was from an IG account. This is from the actual break as Pac-Man is in a panic, like a literal panic that he is not going to be able to sell out his boxes. And this is what everybody needs to start paying attention to. So here you go.
The boxes, arguing with each other, it's like
very irrelevant conversations. We gotta fill this break. It's 11:40. We sold no players in 40 minutes. Until the break is filled, we just sit here. We gotta make some progress here. There's almost, some of these spots are almost no risk spots if you realize it. The only thing we're possibly uncertain about is how much of the cars go. I want to fill this quick or else we're in jeopardy here. So you guys gotta make me some offers here. We gotta make some movement here, and hopefully in the next hour. It's 11 p.m. We've now spent 2 hours not filling the break. It's kind of crazy. No offers from anybody is nuts. We've gotten like a total of 5 offers in 2 hours. It's simple. I pin it down below, and your payment source you add it to whatnot will automatically get charged once you wipe it. I was off half off marker. It's not hard to do well at 5K in 10 cases. Think about how much you pay for the Spurs.
7 SSPs, RPAs.
Yep, him and Flag have 7.
On-card autos, right?
Yep. The only one-on-one RPA that we know exists, like we have a picture of, is the one that Topps provided of Dylan Harper's 1-1. It will not go cheaper, and I can't honor this later necessarily. Someone should definitely take this.
Yeah, let us know, Wolverine.
Wow, I'm very surprised. Want me to run them? Yeah, this is the same for Curry. The fact no one took this means that we have no buyers in the room. Because that's literally, yeah. Well, you don't have to say that. You do not need to say that. No one in the chat needs to comment, I am broke. It's completely irrelevant, does not help the break. You do not need to say that.
Talking the chat up, you're not really helping anything.
Everyone always says, well, I'm broke. I'm like, okay, that's, actually not great. It's just, everyone just thinks it's annoying. No one laughs, like, and at the prices here, you're gonna crush. And the prices are ridiculously good. Some of these spots, I want to say the G word, are almost G word that you can't lose because it's so cheap. The configuration of this product means that unless I open that case and it's empty, we got fool's gold, and I'll grab a new one for us. Here's Yang. This is a great price on Yang. Once again, it's 10 cases, guys. It's very easy to make your money back. If I'm already saying, fine, I wave the white flag, I'll lose
this is only for
thousands
Miami.
of dollars. That's one thing. Yeah, for Miami here.
Only for Miami here.
If you then say, will you lose a few more $1,000? That's ridiculous. Obsidian before, this is Obsidian, but better. And it's just, you can't really lose. It's low risk, high reward.
You heard him. It's low risk, high reward. You have to buy it. You can't lose. It's the G word. You can't lose. And yet, guess what, everybody? Everybody knows, or at least everybody that's subscribed to this channel, you know you are going to lose. None of these cards actually cost what you're paying for them. And so it has nothing to do with someone will pay for it, therefore that's what it's worth. No, somebody will pay for whatever. That doesn't mean it's what it's worth. And that's, I don't know how to get that across. Like, I'm trying to figure out a way to communicate that the card is not worth what someone will pay for it. That's just not the truth. Someone will pay for a card based on whatever they think. If they don't know what's going on, they will give you thousands and thousands of dollars. But that doesn't mean the card is worth thousands and thousands of dollars. I don't know how to communicate that. It's frustrating to me. Hopefully you guys are with me. So my name is Doc. I've been in this hobby for 40 years. I'm a longtime collector. I'm also a recovering card hoarder, as well as I'm a former sports journalist. So I take a look at this hobby from a much different perspective than most of the sports card influencers because one, I'm not new to this thing, and two, I actually think these things through. But one of the things that I see with this break, and hopefully you guys see it too, is that they're starting to show signs of cracking. The hobby is starting to break apart, and you need to know what that means. So you don't get a situation where you overpay for cards by like ridiculous amounts. So how do you know which card is which and which card, which card should you buy at high dollar amounts and which card should you kind of go, I'm going to pass on that one? So what can we actually learn from the Pac-Man situation, and what should collectors do with this information and what's going on. What I want everybody to kind of get from my perspective is that I think this is showing cracks in the hobby, like serious cracks. Things changed in the pandemic. 2019 to 2022, everybody jumped in, including people who did not care about cards. They just wanted to make money. Those were I guess everybody called them the flippers. But they weren't really flippers. They were just opportunists. You know, this is capitalism. If there's a way to make a buck, people are going to try to make a buck. The problem is that you can still make profit off sports cards, but it's getting harder and harder. And here's the issue, and this is why I started my newsletter called High End Cards, because if you want to know which cards are actually the ones that are going to explode in the future, then you should subscribe to that newsletter. Because otherwise, there's two types of cards in the hobby at this point. There's everything else cards, and then there's high-end cards. And that's the key. That's the secret. Once you know the difference between high-end and everything else, you're no longer going to overpay for cards ever again. On the surface, this might seem like just no big deal. So what? So one breaker can't sell out his boxes and, he's in a panic because he knows I'm going to lose thousands and thousands of dollars. The problem is that the way he's selling this is that you're going to make money. And I'm sort of like, who is the person that's being persuaded at like, oh my God, it's only $1,000. I can't lose. When in fact, like, what? What are you talking about? The cards aren't worth $1,000. I understand that everybody's saying, oh, they're worth $1,000. Therefore, you should pay these kinds of prices. But I mean, that's completely ridiculous. So anybody that's new to the hobby, please hit the subscribe button because you need to be watching these videos and go back. There are over 300 videos on this channel. Trust me, if you want to get up to date as to where we are, then please just start watching the archive. But for anybody that's a longtime collector, like myself, I have 40 years in this hobby. I have been in it. I've seen everything. Like, I've seen the scams. I've seen the errors. I've seen, the counterfeiting. I've seen the fake slabs. I've seen the fake autos. I've seen everything. And this new break problem is just the latest in the long line of nonsense that happens in this hobby. Like, these cards are not going to be worth that much more in the future. In fact, I'm working on a video to show you how all the everything else cards are going to come down anywhere from 50 to 90% in the future. I'm going to show you that. And again, big shout out to the sports card investor dealer, Chris Sewell, because he is the one that actually put this out. No one kind of watched it. I mean, it got about 30 to 50,000 views, which is a lot more than any video that I get. But that means that millions and millions of people don't know what's actually true. Like, what is actually going on. And he shows a Mike Trout card that was worth, let's say, $5,000 to $10,000, which is worth only a few $100s today. And that's what hopefully everybody is recognizing with this Pac-Man problem, is that all of these breaks, you're buying into breaks with the idea that these cards are worth X amount, except that that's the current price, that's not the future price. And that's the point. That's why I created the newsletter. That's why I'm doing this channel. That's why we created this community, so that everybody can start looking out for each other. I know there's been a lot of sports influencers out there that like talk about gatekeeping and all this other stuff. That's none of that's going to work. Like, I've been in this hobby for long enough to know there's no such thing as a gatekeeper. Like, it just doesn't work that way. The only way this hobby works is if I look out for you and you look out for me. We have to be in this together. That's what team building is all about. You have to be my teammate. So if you want to be teammates with me in this hobby to actually put it into the future as to we can love collecting cards, then please hit the subscribe button right now. So here's the answer. Here is what we learned. The learning lesson from this Pac-Man thing is that every card that you're seeing right now, if it's not a high-end card, is not going to be worth what it's worth right now. That is the hype version of the card. So anything that's coming out, the new product, so the Cooper Flags, the Victor Wembanyama's, all of those cards have already priced in a Hall of Fame career. Therefore, the only thing that can happen is the prices go down over time. What's happened, unfortunately, is the hobby has flipped. And I don't know how else to kind of, highlight that. Like, I'm trying to work on graphics and animations, like to show you like how things have turned over. Back in the day, back in the 90s, none of the cards were worth thousands and thousands of dollars, which meant that in the future they could be worth more. Now, only some of them have, 10x'd, and literally if a card was worth $50 today, or $50 back in the 90s, and it's worth $500 today, well, that's a 10x. And that's my point is, if it's not worth low now, then how can it be worth more in the future? If you're spending $5,000 on a card today, and the player's at the very beginning of his career, how is that card supposed to go to $50,000 or $500,000? Like, it's crazy. Like, your numbers don't work. People need to learn math. No modern day rookie card, unless we're talking about a high-end card, should be worth more than maybe $500 or $600 because of inflation. And I have to be honest, I wish cards would go back to being worth like $50 each. But, we are dealing with inflation here. And so, a $50 card back in the 90s is actually worth a few $100s today. That's just the way it is. So everything is more expensive, but that's because of inflation. And that has nothing to do with anything. That's just the way it is. And people have to kind of wrap their mind around it. Anybody that's old has to kind of wrap their mind. And I have a lot of senior citizens that watch this channel. You guys just got to get over it. Like, inflation has crushed the dollar. Every card is worth, every card costs more. They're not worth more. They cost more. And that's the other issue. So I hear a lot of people say, a card is only worth what someone will pay for it. The problem is the card has an actual cost value. And I think the vocabulary is what's tripping people up. So if you want to know more, please hit the subscribe button. Anyway, if you have any questions about the Pac-Man issue or what this means for the hobby, please put it down in the comments. Other than that, this is Doc saying, I'll see you